Okay, so today we're going to look at Google Classroom, explore a little bit of the functionality. I'd like to just show you Google Classroom from a teacher's perspective and from a pupil's perspective, because I believe that this is going to give you a really good insight into how to use Google Classroom and how to submit work, and also what that workflow looks like. Now, what you can see on the screen here is an example of all the classes that I've got. And within there, you can see, if I click onto, for example, I don't know, year 10, we can see that in year 10, the current stream of work that's going on in year 10 is there is a composition portfolio assignment that my year 10s are working on. And if I click on the classroom section within that, we can see that the main theme for that is exploring melody, and there's a composition portfolio that my group are currently working on. And that would be the same if I went into any of the classes that I've got. There would be, let's just look at year 11s, for example, there would be in the stream section, almost like a timeline of the different tasks that the class are currently working on. And then in the classwork section, there would be the actual tasks that are currently live or that currently students are working on. So that's just giving you a little bit of insight from a teacher perspective. Now, I'm going to move away from my specific account here, and I'm going to use two demonstration accounts that I've set up. One here, which is going to show you the teacher's side of how they might set a task. So you see in this top corner, it's got the Barlby High School logo. I will remind you as I'm going through the video whether I'm showing you the teacher view or the student view. So that would be the teacher's view. And then over on this screen here, we'll be looking at it from a pupil's perspective and how to submit the work. So just going to take you through what it might look like as a teacher setting an assignment. So a teacher would create an assignment, and within that assignment, there are various different ways they can approach it. They could set a quiz assignment where it's multiple choice questions, or you have to answer with slightly longer answers. And some of it might be self-marking, some of it might require the teacher to look at that to give you a final grade. I'm going to look at a standard assignment in this particular example because I think this is probably the most common that you will need to understand how to use to be able to submit work. Now, I'm just going to give the assignment a name. And I'm going to give the assignment some brief instructions, complete the instructions in the document. I'm actually going to put the instructions in a document. Now, when a teacher creates some work for you, they can either add a document that they've already created from their Google Drive, or they can add a document from scratch and create a brand new document as they create the homework. Now, you might not know how that document has been created, but whilst they're setting the homework, they can add various documents to the homework that's going to help you complete the assignment. In this instance, I'm going to show you a simple assignment that's been set using Docs. And just a reminder, Docs is the Google equivalent of Microsoft Word. So it operates and acts quite a lot like a Microsoft Word document. Too many S's there. So, as I said in the description, follow the instructions in the document. These are the instructions. Please type your name and 10 in your work. Now, if you click, this is just a nice little tip for you when you're working in Google. If you click in that little box where it said Untitled, it will automatically name it. The first thing that's at the top of the page, quite often that'll be a title. So it's quite a nice little feature that Google does that for you. So I've done that. That means it's going to name the document task when the pupil account looks at it in a few moments. When we go back to the classwork, quite often what teachers will do with the classwork is they will use this drop-down menu, which allows them to make a copy for each student. What that means is, as you're editing the document, you're editing your own separate copy of the document. You can have it so that the teachers might submit a document that they want everybody to edit all at the same time and add things to it. For example, if they were collecting a list of different kind of different preferences for something, they might put a document on there that everybody can fill out one at a time. If they do that, anything that is deleted off the document, even if it's not something that somebody else has written, would be gone for good. So it's unlikely that they would do that. It's more likely that they would make a copy for each student. It's just a little bit of a heads up on how that will work. Now, what I'm going to do is just flick screens to the student view now, because this task has almost been assigned. I'm just going to pop a due date on that for that date and click assign. Now I'm going to flick to the student account to see what it looks like from a student's point of view. Now, you probably, if you've watched my previous videos about using Google Chrome, you'll probably recognize this browser, and you'll have seen me already showing how to add these bookmarks by simply clicking that little star once you're on the website that you want to be. But I've already bookmarked Google Classroom. I'm going to go to Google Classroom now. And in Google Classroom, what you will see as a pupil, you will see a lot more classes than what's in this particular demonstration. And the reason is, this is a demonstration class that I've set up for the purpose of this video. You will have all of the classes that are on your timetable, a little bit like how it looked when I was showing you mine as a teacher view. So if I now go into demo class by clicking on it, I can see the stream, and the stream, as I said before, acts like a timeline. I can also look at classwork. Now, just so you know, when you very first access some of these things, it's going to pop up with these little kind of tutorials explaining what things are, track your progress, and you can work through them, and it'll show you different things and different features about Google Classroom. So this is the task that I set up a few moments ago, and if I click on it, you can see it says complete the instructions in the document, and then here is the task document that I've created. If I click that, it will automatically open it in a brand new tab, and the instruction is please type your name and turn in your work. I'm just going to type in pupil. So that is what was required. The name on that particular account is Barlby pupil. And what you'll notice up at the top here is there is a button to turn in your work. Now, what I would just be really, really careful with this, don't click turn in unless you're 100% happy that you've completed the work, because once it's turned in, you can't undo the turning. You can have the teacher look at the work that you've turned in, and then they can pass the work back to you for you to continue working on it. But once you've turned it in, that is what the teacher will see. Just quite important note there. I'm not going to click turn in. And again, these little tutorials are popping up. It's just reminding me that if I wanted to, I can add a comment and talk to the teacher about the work that I've done. And it's got this one final little pop-up here that's saying, hand in your work. And at that point, I'm going to click hand in. Now, that's the bit that can't be undone. It says unsubmit, but once you've handed it in, as a teacher, I would already be able to see that, and I would have already got a notification email to say that you've handed your work in. So I'm going to look at it now from the teacher view. I'm just going to flick back to the teacher view, just so that you can see what it would look like from a teacher's view. And you can see here already I've got something that says one is turned in, and as a teacher I can click on that, and I can actually look at the document that the pupil had been working on. There it is, and you can see now the document that I created has been edited by that particular person, and it says the Barlby pupil name there. The teacher can then give it a grade. Can also give it some comments. And then they can post them comments, so you can get feedback straight away on your work as soon as they've marked your work. It might be that they suggest revising an additional topic to help you with a test that links to the task. It might be that they want you to actually go back into the document and change something within the document. And then comments can be added. And at that point, if the teacher clicks return, once they've put a grade and some comments on it, that will show up again on the pupil's account in their classwork feed, which I'm just going to flick to now so you can see. There we go. We now have a grade and we have the comment from the teacher in there. I'm going to end the tutorial at this point simply because there are more things I can show you with Google Classroom, but I don't want to make lots of really long videos. I just want something that's short enough for you to be able to watch it, take in the information, and obviously from that be able to understand a bit more deeply how to use Google Classroom. Thank you.